Hello, good evening, and welcome to Love Talk. I'm James Marquez.
I am Helena Marquez.
And today we're going to be talking about why do people cheat? Do you know someone who has cheated? Have you been cheated on? Are you the one who has cheated? The question is, why do people do it? Is there a main reason why they do it?
Well, it still remains like a mystery because it's like people do it so much nowadays. But we will discuss some points of, what could be the reason why people are doing it so much nowadays.
And there may not be one reason only, exclusively, but we're going to try to find out and talk about what we think are the main reasons that leads people to cheat. And of course, for you to understand as well how to build your life after something like this happens, if you have had this happen to you. But before we go into this topic, we have someone who asked a very interesting question on Facebook.
We've got a question. It's Lizzie. She says like this: what, in your opinion, is the top 3 things a woman does that annoys her partner the most? Well, I would say that one of them is the nagging. You know, when you nag too much, he just comes from work and you are there talking. You don't give him space to breathe, or you are always complaining. It all falls under the same thing, which is called nagging.
And let me let you into a little secret. Men, they like silence.
A bit too much, isn't it?
Silence is good. For men, silence is good. For a woman, right, Helena? The woman feels the need to fill that silence, and sometimes silence is good.
Yeah, we like to express ourselves, but we just need to have a bit more balance and know when it's not the right time, when is the right time to talk about something. I think they should be, can tune it down a little bit.
So that annoys the husband.
Yes.
Or the partner. Another thing we see, and I wouldn't say that the right word is that it annoys, but it causes serious problems, is when the woman has the famous headaches, right? Every time the man wants to be with his partner and be intimate with the partner, there's this convenient headaches that show up sometimes. We've been speaking to couples, and couples have this problem sometimes.
Unfortunately, many complain about the same thing, that the wife or the partner is always tired, or they can sense in a way. Of course, sometimes they do have, we do have a headache, but all the time when it's, time to be with your husband or your partner, it's not really ideal. But we do have people who, coming to us saying that, they just can't be bothered. It's like they've lost that first love kind of thing.
And the passion as well.
Yes.
Right?
And they can sense that. That's why they hate it so much.
But I think a problem as well, that shows, an additional problem, is that, if you don't want to be intimate with the person that you love, there's a serious problem there.
Yeah, and you need to talk about it. You need to talk, communicate, tell him how you feel, what's been going on, how you feel about him. I mean, they need to talk about things, see what's happening.
Yeah, but trust me, if the person has a headache always conveniently at that time, there is something that's going on, and you have to find out what the problem is. Don't just be angry at the person, find out what the problem is. What would you say is the third thing that annoys husbands or male partners the most?
I can say that something that annoys my husband here very, very much is lack of respect. And that comes under many, in different ways, such as me making decisions without telling him, or actually letting him know, because I'm not his slave, but it's nice to let him know what's going on, things that I want to do or buy, or things I'm planning to do. I think this is very important for a man.
and lack of respect comes in different forms. For example, something that particularly for me puts me on a bad mood for the rest of the day is if Helena makes me wait, right? for whatever reason. And women, sometimes they are experts in making men wait.
I'm not that bad.
You got better. Not as bad as before. But I think this could be the 3 main things, right, Helena, that annoy male partners the most.
There's more, but these are the 3 main ones, I would say.
The nagging, the convenient headaches or not wanting to be intimate anymore, And if that's the case, please investigate and look at what the problem is, talk because something's wrong. And the third thing is the lack of respect. And if it's very important that there is respect from both sides.
Absolutely. Can I just remind our viewers at home, you can visit our website. It's lovetalkshow.tv. You can comment on the topics. There will be some tips there for you. Also, you can email us on lovelab@lovetalkshow.tv. You can ask your questions and we will be more than happy to help you.
So let's get back to it. Why do people cheat? If a person is in a serious relationship and the relationship is going well, I don't see why a person would cheat. But the thing is, people do cheat. It's something that we hear about all the time. Why do people do it? And the first thing I'd like to talk about is, I think sometimes when a man, let's talk about the man. When a man is in a relationship, Helena, for a while, and he has that person, sometimes there is a mentality that if he were to have an affair, if he were to have someone else, find someone else, it's like he would prove that he's a man. I still got it. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely, and I completely disagree with that. I think that a man, you show that you are a man when you are faithful and you look after your woman like you should. That is a man.
But I understand when you say that you disagree, but do you understand the mentality behind that?
Yes. There's many men think like this. I don't know where this came from, but many people do think like this.
So sometimes there's this thing that the man says, I've been in this relationship for 5 years, for 10 years. Do I still got it? Would I still be able to get someone, to conquer a heart, to conquer a woman? And that, I think that can be one of the main reasons why that happens.
Yeah.
And like you said, I completely disagree. And that always ends up wrong, right?
Completely. And you know what? If you are a woman, well, you have your partner. You need to keep things interesting. But I'm sure we'll talk about this a bit more towards the end. You need to keep things interesting, change things around, like,
Not the furniture, though. You're not talking about the furniture.
No. For example, you are this person who loves routine. Every day is a day for something, if you know what I mean. Change things, change yourself a bit, invest in yourself, invest in your marriage, in your relationship. That will make a big difference.
We have a comment. Someone, Virginia, she wrote this comment about why people cheat. She said, I would say that they cheat because people are always looking for something better than what they have. Usually people say the grass is always greener on the other side. People are greedy and mess themselves up in the end because they should realize what they have in the first place. It's like the saying, don't leave the one you love for the one you like, because the one you like will leave you for the one they love. Makes sense.
My friend, I am sure that if we were to interview people who betrayed, they are not happy people now.
Yeah.
They're not happy people now, so it never pays off.
Yeah, it doesn't end well. So
yeah.
if the person does that because they're looking if the grass is greener on the other side, it never is. And sometimes you regret, you see what you lost after you lost that person, because that person that's with you, the thing is, you get old, you have bad habits, and the person will stick with you. That's true love.
Of course, and you get to know each other so well. No, listen, no one can replace the person who's been loving you for so long, has been taking care of you, who knows what you like, what you don't like. I mean, it's not a good idea. There's another comment here by Michelle. She says like this: they want the best of both worlds, and some take that step further if they know they can get away with it. Personally, I don't understand how they can get away. They can deal with that guilt. And I suppose some people cheat because they don't want to be with that partner anymore, but are too much of a coward to break up with them, so they just cheat. I know some people that have been hurt in the past, so cheat on their partners before they can hurt them. So she says something here very interesting. Some people think they can get away with it. Now, this reminds me of, now we are talking about possible reasons why people cheat so much nowadays. One of the reasons could be it's never justified. But for example, your female partner, let's talk about women, because women do cheat a lot. We're not just saying here that it's only men who cheat. For example, you are in a relationship and you know your partner cheats on you. And you just leave him, you just turn a blind eye to it, and then that's it. So the person thinks, oh, I can get away with it. You are losing your worth. It's
Your
like
self-worth.
and then it's like you don't respect yourself, and that person sees it, and they just cheat again and again, as if it was something normal.
So we saw two important things. Maybe it's the mentality the man has. He wants to feel that he can still conquer a woman if he wants. And Michelle said here that it's because they are cowards. Perhaps that's the reason as well. We're going to go into a short break. When we come back, we're going to hear from people on the streets and why they think that people cheat. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Love Talk, and we are discussing why do people cheat? Why do men, why do women decide to cheat? We were saying that some men feel the need to show that they can still get a woman, or vice versa. Some women may think, will a man still find me attractive? Would I still be able to reel someone in?
Yeah, very important to say that both men and women cheat a lot nowadays. But another reason could be because they think they can get away with it, and some do get away with it.
We're going to see what people in the streets of London had to say about this. Our producers went to the street and in Covent Garden, they were asking people why they think that people cheat today. We'll be right back.
Hi, you're here with me, Monique.
And me, Bianca.
And today we've been let loose on the streets of London to find out your thoughts on cheating.
So come on, Mon, let's go.
My name's Dan the promo man.
All right, Dan, tell us your thoughts on cheating.
I think it's awful. I think it's not very nice. I think it's a cowardly, dishonest thing to do. I think it reflects somebody that's not very nice if they cheat, because quite frankly, if you don't want to be with someone, don't be with them. Don't be with them because you can't find anyone else. Because I think in this country, there's a lot of guys that just accept something, not because they genuinely like the person, but because they can't get an alternative. And then when something better comes along, out she goes, in comes the new girl.
I don't know. Maybe because they are searching for themselves in another person.
Have you ever cheated on anyone, or has it ever happened to you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. You have cheated on someone.
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Probably for the same reason.
Yeah.
So I was looking for something actually from an external point of view, not internal, not inside me.
And did you end the relationship, the guy that you were with?
No. But after a while, yes.
Hey, what's your name?
Tom.
Hi, Tom. So what's your thoughts on cheating?
I don't like it.
Don't like it? Have you ever been cheated on?
Yes.
Really? And how did that affect you?
I don't know if it affected me, just didn't trust them.
No.
And so I ended it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget.
Don't forgive, no. And have you ever cheated on anyone yourself?
Nope.
Why do people cheat, do you reckon, like men or women?
That's a hard question. Boredom, just finding someone new. I think also getting drunk and going out. Yeah. But I don't think it's all one person's fault. It's two people.
Hello. So tell us your thoughts on cheating.
I think cheating's wrong, and I think often people possibly do it because they get bored in a relationship and want something new and exciting. And personally, if someone cheated on me, I wouldn't tolerate it. That's my view on it.
I think people cheat sometimes because they're insecure. I think like you get, like Lydia said, if you get into a relationship and especially if it's a long-term one and you start to get like a bit discontent about things, then it's a bit of a, like maybe a bit of a pick-me-up or a bit of like an excitement. But yeah, I think it's fundamentally wrong.
I think, yeah, it can often be because you're not getting the affection that you want in a relationship, and so you therefore seek that somewhere else. Because that can be within a lot of relationships, whether it be like a sexual relationship or not. So yeah, I think it's seeking affection.
Or people just like to rebel, and they just get a kick out of, you know, doing the wrong thing, even though they know it's wrong. But then the person that's getting cheated on, you know, it's really bad for them, and it just messes them up, really, generally. But
have any of you been cheated on before, or have you cheated on anyone else?
I once texted someone else that I probably shouldn't have done. There it is, I confess.
Confession.
The reason I was doing that, because I wasn't satisfied with my relationship. I didn't think he was treating me particularly right. I didn't do anything though.
Let's get that straight.
But yeah, I think after someone's cheated, there's no trust left in a relationship, and I think I admire people who can continue with a relationship, because it's something that you really have to work on, I think, and once that trust boundary is gone, it's a fundamental block of a relationship, I believe, and I think if that's gone, it's very difficult to recover from. So yeah.
I think people who do that obviously they're not happy in a relationship, you know, and I think they look for, you know, those moments of pleasure. I think most of the time they end up, you know, regretting, because if you've been in a relationship, you know, that you're happy for some time, and then you know, you have a mistake, make a mistake, and you regret it. But I think most of the time it's because, you know, they're having a problem, or they don't really like the person, but, you know, yeah.
So what are your thoughts on cheating? Why do people do it?
I don't know why they do it. Obviously, I think it's a lot to do with boredom in a relationship. But at the end of the day, if you're going to cheat, you shouldn't be in a relationship, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I feel pretty strongly about it myself. Never cheated. Obviously, I've split up with people because I've liked someone else. But I don't see the need to hurt people in the process of getting what you want.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever cheated on you?
Not that I know. No one's ever told me that, anyway.
So as you can see, we're freezing.
And today we've had loads of people being really honest with us about their opinions on cheating, and it's been really good.
Back to the studio. Bye.
Monique and Bianca. And listen, it's amazing. I mean, it surprises me, Helena, that someone said on camera, yeah, I cheated, because I wasn't...
Surprising, it's quite scary.
It's scary in the sense that someone is so calm
and
about
open
saying
about
that,
it.
and open about it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't understand. Some years ago, it was like men were the cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
They had the label of cheaters. But nowadays, I don't know who does it the most, to be honest.
So let's talk about something now, Helena. I mean, you mentioned before that sometimes the person doesn't invest in the relationship.
Yes, I
right?
was going to say something about that, James, because if you noticed, people in London, many were talking about boredom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, and I repeat, it's never justified. Like you can never say, "Oh, I cheated on so and so because she was, I was
bored."
Yeah, I was bored. But it is never a one-person thing, like one of our, one of the people said. If I am, let's think here. Let's, put ourselves in their shoes. Okay, we are together. We are married. We've been together for 11 years, just over 11. And I'm this person who does things the same way. I don't take care of myself anymore. Hygiene is very poor. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, when we would go out on dates, I would be all looking nice. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna brush my teeth, do all this kind of thing. Now I take things for granted because now I've got the man, or vice versa, or I've got the woman. And I mean, it is not good for the relationship if I was to be, was to go on be in a routine in a way that I wouldn't take care of myself anymore. I wouldn't value our moments together, us time. It would be always the kids, work, and the home, and it's like, this is just someone else in my life. apart from my home. And
but even though that doesn't justify the person going
help
to cheat. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I understand that it can lead the person to do something wrong. It can motivate the person to do something wrong, but it doesn't justify.
No, it doesn't.
If there is a problem, then the problem has to be sorted out. So we've mentioned a few things here. When you lose interest in the relationship, you stop investing in the relationship. When you feel the need to prove something, that you can still get someone else. Now, another thing I would like to mention is this. A few weeks ago, actually a few months ago, I was driving through Camden and I saw a billboard with Boris Johnson's face on it, right? His face, and it said like this: you can find an affair even if you look like this.
My goodness.
Right? And basically, it's a website promoting affairs for people who are married, right? Now, when we have this in our advertised on a billboard, and people shrug their shoulders and don't think much of it, then something's
quite worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, something's fundamentally wrong. It means that cheating is becoming acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it when you told me about that billboard. But when I drove there myself past that area, I did see it and I was like, okay, this is for real. I mean, there's even an article I was reading the other day called like this: cheating is normal, get over it. Okay, our producer sent it to me for me to have a look. And I couldn't believe the things I read. But you see, many people commented on this specific article. And most people say it's not normal. What this person is talking about is not normal. Many people say like this: those who cheat tend to think that, everyone else cheats. So we need to see, first of all, so we don't come out from what we want to, talk about today is this. Was I cheated on? Why? There's never a reason why, but let me examine, see what happened. Where did I go wrong? Where did my other my partner go wrong? What happened? Or was I cheated on and now I'm in a new relationship and I want to cheat before I'm cheated on? Because some people, they think like this. They are so afraid, they still carry that trauma of being cheated on. So they are like, you know what, I'm going to cheat just in case, I won't look so bad. So you need to see what's behind all these worries, lack of communication between you and your partner. This is very, very important.
So let's just put it out there. Cheating is wrong, right?
And it's not normal.
Yeah. Well, it's becoming the norm nowadays. The people want to make it look like it's normal, but it's not. But let's just say it. Whatever background you have, whatever history of relationships you have, cheating is wrong. It doesn't solve the problem. It hurts the other person. It hurts you. And guess what? Things never get better. Things never get better. If there's been unfaithfulness in a relationship, whether you're dating, whether you're married, whether you're living together with that person, things never get better.
And it leaves marks that may stay there forever. I mean, if you don't like your partner, or if there's something happening in your marriage, in your relationship, talk about it. Be a man, be a woman. Talk about the problem.
And
just one, very healthy.
Just one thing, Helena. For example, sometimes a person may be in a position that they haven't cheated, but they are considering cheating, right? Is it better that the person doesn't say anything or that the person seeks help?
I would say that of course the person should seek help. And if possible, speak to the person, to the partner. Tell them what's going on, what they've been feeling. Why, work things out. Don't just go and cheat on your partner. I mean, it will make things worse for you. And it will leave marks on you and on the other person. And
maybe if the problem is that you're not getting attention, like I said, please understand, nothing justifies cheating, nothing. But if you feel that you're not receiving attention, the person's not giving you time like they used to before, then solve the problem before, solve the grenade before it turns into an atomic bomb, if you know what I mean, right? And I think we'll need to wrap this up now, Helena. And rather than speaking about why people cheat, what do you think is a solution so that there is never unfaithfulness in a relationship?
Solution for me is this, and this is something I live, I try to do, I do my best, I try, is invest in yourself, invest in your relationship, talk about things, talk about how you feel with your partner. Don't turn a blind eye to something that happened here and there. Talk about it. Solve the problem. If there's anything that you need to forgive, forgive. Because all these things, you know, lead to, you know, unhappiness in your relationship, and then...
And the most important thing, this is the last thing I'd like you to keep in your mind before we go. Most important thing, never think that if you talk about a problem, if you think about a problem you're having, something that's bothering you, that is making the relationship weaker, maybe you think, if I talk about this, then we're going to have problems. Rather, you will have problems if you don't bring the issue to the table, if you don't sort it out. When you speak about the problem and you get rid of it, your relationship will be stronger than ever before. Remember that. We'll be back with you again next time here in the program Love Talk. Until then, have a wonderful night.